customers watch and wait for the price to come down as drivers compete to win the job. Next load up for grabs on Shipping Wars, 2 vintage arcade machines.
Geek machines.
I used to play that when I was a kid.
Asteroids and Invaders are 2 classics from the 70s, when the golden age of arcade games began.
Invaders, is that where the crisps come from?
I always wanted my own arcade machine, and I had up to 30 at one point.
They look a wee bit before my time.
Oh, they were brilliant, brilliant. Honestly, I was addicted to them.
Worth over £1,000 and in pristine condition, the machines require delicate handling for the 1,400-mile journey from Dudley in the Midlands to Alicante in southern Spain.
Alicante. Directly en route on the way down to ours. Yeah. So well worth going.
I've done Spain before. I absolutely loved it. The driving's just so much better out there.
It's a free holiday, think about it.
Hey, but as long as we can make it pay, then it's worth it.
I love classics, asteroids, space invaders, so I'm really looking forward to have it in my game room. It will be the jewels from my place.
For me to drive to Spain would be the biggest adventure for me.
You've been to Spain?
Yes, but I would be driving this time.
The huge mileage on this run means the arcade games are a good load if they can be transported with multiple side loads. Both the vans and the big rigs have space for additional items, but fuel and other costs will be big factors in Europe, driving the fees sky high if the machines travel alone. Quoting the lowest price doesn't guarantee a load. Other factors, including previous experience and customer feedback, can affect the outcome. Our specially recreated Shipping Wars auction begins.
They'll probably want them upstairs or inside or through a doorway somewhere, so 2 of us are going to have to do it. But, you know, I'll definitely bid on it for 3,000.
That's a ridiculous price. And Russell's got a huge lorry, and he's not really going to be running 2 arcade machines around with that.
I'll have a giggle with him. They might be muppets and pay it.
Can't do it. It's not a load for us.
Look, I'll do without a day's wage if you get me to Spain.
Tell you what, I want a week in Spain.
We've so got to win this bid.
You're definitely not going any lower than that. I was only doing it for a laugh.
1,100 to £1,000 and we don't need a side load. We can just head home.
Yeah. I'll get something to go with that still earn a nice few quid out of it, and I'll get a return load down and maybe have a couple of days on the beach down there.
It's getting tighter now.
If we go any lower than that, we've got to get something else.
Look, I so want to do this Spanish run for 600 quid. We'll just rent a van.
Are you on drugs? If we're going to do it for 600 quid, then I'm going to stuff the bike in the back and we'll stay down every week and have a holiday.
That's fine.
In all honesty, I can't compete with 600 quid, so I'm out.
Fat boy Slim's out, he's gone.
He couldn't compete with anything like that. No danger. We'll get a bid in now, eh?
Get it 400 quid, go on.
That's ridiculous.
You're on the roller coaster now.
What?
I'm done, man. I'm done with you.
That's Stu and Jem out now.
That just leaves the Spanish couple, eh?
You need something else, can't do it for that.
We'll get side loads then, won't we?
Put a bit.
Not a lot left in that because we've got ferries to pay, toll roads along the way as well.
Go on at 250 quid.
What are they playing at?
Pay peanuts, get monkeys. What can I say?
Yeah, let's just go in for 200 then, just to take it off them. They're not having it. Why should they come right on our patch for 250? I don't think so.
Yeah. They're not going to make nothing out of that. Let them have it.
Let them have it.
Let them have it.
Yeah! We've got to get some more on board now. I'm glad we've nicked it off the Scotch.
Rolf and Rachel are taking a bit of a gamble. The run to Spain will cost £500 in fuel, so good side loads are vital or they'll lose money. But getting multiple side loads in 3 different countries could be tricky.
Arcade machines, here we come.
Hello there, pleased to meet you.
Rachel.
Hi, Rachel. Now, I've got to be out of here for 7:30, so if we can get a move on.
How old are these then?
35 years old.
Is there any special needs that you want?
You don't want to jar them so the monitors fall out, so I wouldn't recommend putting them on their back if you can help it.
OK. Maybe you're ready.
Yeah, Ralph, I don't want to pressure you, but I've got to go in 15 minutes.
Right, we'll get them out. Leave that.
Oh, not that quick.
Oops.
You can go to work now then, Adrian.
Good to meet you.
All right.
Good trip back.
Thank you very much.
That load's on. It's going to Alicante. It's just up the road from us. Now it's down to Rachel to pull the pan out and get some side loads on.
Rachel gets a load, also going to southern Spain. But it's an 80-mile detour and they still haven't covered their costs. Next, they're given a free loan of a trailer, as Rachel is bidding on a motorbike in France. And a few miles later, another side load confirms in London. 10 barrels of beer going to a pub in Spain. An overnight channel crossing, but their loads so far don't cover costs. And the motorbike they were chasing declines their bid, so as they continue south, they're losing more money. Almost 1,500 miles later, Rolf and Rachel arrive in southern Spain to drop the beer, but a street market sends them on a detour.
It wasn't plain sailing, market day. Couldn't get close.
Hello, mate.
Hi, you must be Kev.
Yeah, you are? I'm Rolf. Hi, Rolf. Nice to meet you.
And you?
It's a new project to bring London Pride to Spain. A lot of expats here that obviously miss their real beer. To get the real car scale here was obviously important to us.
1682. Fantastic. Brilliant.
Perfect.
Thank you
Thanks
very
for that.
much.
Cheers.
They've just navigated from England to Spain, but Rolf and Rachel are struggling to find their way out of town.
Trying to get the trailer through tiny Spanish streets became worse and worse, to say the least.
What I would have probably done there is said to the customer after I delivered to him, you know, what's the best way out of here, you know? The best tool of the trade is your tongue.
You'd have to get out and look, wouldn't you? Not just head down there on a whim, just try it.
Rolf and Rachel continue deeper into the scrubland surrounding the town, ignoring the advice of their sat-nav.
Perform a U-turn when possible.
I call the sat-nav psychotic suit because she'll take you off the motorway to go back on the motorway.
I'd maybe grab a map out and not rely on my sat-nav.
Even I use maps. Shock horror.
What, shift out of the way, I can't see.
Trailer's bottom down.
I can see all the daylight underneath it.
The middle of the trailer's on the floor.
I'll drag it through then.
I thought they were from Spain. You think they'd have a little more sense of where they were going and what sort of roads to stick to, really.
Getting lost has already cost them over an hour, and things are going from bad to worse.
It ain't gonna go up there.
It's like Stan Laurel, Oliver Hardy, and a fan.
It ain't ever going to climb up here, is it?
No, that's what I said.
Just getting worse and worse.
Whoa. Whoa!
Completely jackknifed now.
Stuck up a hill, jackknifed the trailer. All very dodgy.
With 4 attempts to climb the hill and now a jackknife trailer, things are looking bleak for Rolf and Rachel.
Whoa!
I'm not doing it!
Rolf and Rachel are delivering 2 vintage arcade games from the West Midlands to southern Spain. After getting lost in scrubland, they find their way back to the motorway and onto their next drop, the baby items. But they still need more side loads on this run to cover fuel costs and make any profit.
Yeah, anywhere in there is fine.
Down to the nitty-gritty then, the money. Fantastic.
100, 200, 250. Marvellous, thank you very much.
Good luck on the rest of your travels.
Thank you.
And hopefully you get a rest day.
As they leave, another load confirms that will fill their van and could finally mean they turn a profit, moving a house contents to Scotland for an old client.
I moved a lovely woman out here. Now she's moving back to Glasgow. So we're going to go and fetch that.
But a few miles later, they're in trouble. The trailer they've been given in the UK doesn't meet Spanish road regulations.
Had a pull by a lovely Guardia Civil.
For having an English trailer on a Spanish vehicle.
They thought we just dropped a number plate off, so we
Yeah.
went with that, because we've lost a number plate. Okay.
My partners from Malaga, they can find you.
The policeman warns that an incorrect number plate can carry a €100 fine.
Yeah. You're supposed to have a red one, a remolque one.
Sorry for the situation and good journey, and please fix the plate.
Yes.
Good journey.
Good journey, thank you.
Concerned about being issued fines on the road ahead, Rolf and Rachel decide to take drastic action.
And we had to ditch the trailer then.
Woo!
Because it was pretty much obvious after our conversation with the Guardia Civil that they were going to capture us through every province.
As well as leaving the trailer, they're also leaving the vintage arcade games to make room in the van for the house contents.
Stop.
Despite being told lying them on their backs could damage them.
So they left the goods in the back of a car trailer that could have been towed away by anybody else.
It was a bit of a concern leaving the trailer then.
But we did speak to the guys where we left the trailer outside. They said they'd keep an eye on it.
That is just a huge risk. Words can't even describe it, you just wouldn't do it.
The house contents load pays 50% up front. Finally, Rolf and Rachel are making some money.
All of this?
The house contents was a full load, you know, that was normal.
Leaving the arcade machines and trailer earlier was risky enough in daylight. It's a 4-hour drive back to see if they're still there.
In 800 meters.
Oh, look, it's still here.
Take the third exit.
Bonus.
Yeah, they're still here.
Lucky the trailer was still there. They wouldn't last 5 minutes normally.
To prevent damaging the delicate arcade machines in transit, Rolf and Rachel plan to put them back in the van.
It was a matter of unloading the best part of half the van, just to get the two machines in.
Stop following me around with it. Stop following me. Just lift it all, push. Up! Oh! This ain't happening.
Oh, don't work with family or partners.
We've all been there, trying to get stuff in the van, there's not enough room. Nightmare scenario, but it's got to be done.
I think it's going to be a bit of a nightmare.
The concern is that the machines could be damaged by vibrations if they're forced to travel in the trailer.
They're going to have to travel in there.
They're not travelling in there. I don't care what you say, it can't be done. You know, we were told that.
Tired and tense, tempers flare.
I know it's been a long day, but you've got to get us a dig out here. Oh, Rachel!
It was around 2 o'clock in the morning. We'd had nearly 24 hours at it, and that was like the last straw. So.
Wait. Right. Right.
She's on her way home by the looks of it.
Right?
With nerves frayed and no solution to the packing crisis, Rachel heads off to get some space. Raymond and Grant and their miniature AC Cobra are near the end of their 500-mile run to Scotland. Rolf and Rachel are at home after a 2-hour drive the night before. But have they overcome their roadside bust-up over the arcade machines they're delivering today?
Particularly bad day yesterday. We don't get along absolutely fine. In fact, normally when we're on the trips, we go along better than when we're at home. Still wearing a wedding ring, so I might be on a winner.
The solution for fitting everything in is not ideal, as one machine is travelling in the trailer.
After much discussion, to say the least,
decided to lie one down.
Yeah, on its side.
On its side.
As they head out to deliver to the buyer Jose, who's paid £1,000 for the arcade machines, they're hoping they've not been damaged in transit.
Hola, buena.
Hi, pleased to meet you.
Having them strapped on top of a mattress doesn't look ideal when you turn up to the customer.
Shame, you know.
It should be a reason.
It's just embarrassing. We're trying to apologise, but it doesn't make it right.
The Invaders game was working when they picked it up, but when Jose plugs it in, there's a problem.
It's so difficult to find this in good condition. So precious for me.
¿Qué hace?
And something from the monitor, they go a bit strange. And these things are very delicate.
Rolf and Rachel need every penny on this run, but with Invaders not working, they could take a hit on their fees or their feedback.
All right.
Okay.
Good, it all working?
Not yet, but it will.
Good.
It will, I hope. It was a bit disappointment.
We do apologise for that.
To damage the machine. I can't say I cannot give 5-star feedback.
Feedback's everything. We've got no bad feedback. Yet.
Despite Invaders not working, Jose pays in full. But Rolf and Rachel feel the squeeze on their customer feedback.
Thank you.
He was very good about it, and we got our full money, which was okay.
And a free T-shirt.
And a geek T-shirt.
Glasgow.
Adios, amigo.
Rolf and Rachel's run from the Midlands to southern Spain was almost a financial disaster. They took in just over £1,000, but after expenses, finished up with £490 for their 4 days on the road. Their star rating averaged at a respectable 4.3.
That run went horrendous, really. Fortunately, we got the house contents, which made the money up.
This time, Rolf and Rachel finished top on customer feedback.
You have to go 100% on this job or else you just can't do it.
Raymond and Grant made decent money but dropped stars on 2 loads.
We've built our business on good manners. We want